Fambam from Taiwan, and now you are watching asCEDbyme.
We all have a different way of looking at success. And for most football players, that success is playing in the Super Bowl. And I missed my shot last year. This was something that was hard for me to stomach. Seeing my friends down on the field while I was sitting in the stands was unlike any feeling that I've ever felt before. I think it's a feeling that is familiar for all of us. But like I always say, everything happens for a reason. And sooner or later, we will understand why. All we can do is trust God, work hard, and have faith that everything happens for a reason. I know y'all probably tired of hearing it from me about my football journey and my life and all the things that I talk about, being successful when it comes to the sport of football. You guys know my brother plays for the Seahawks. I have a friend who plays for the Cowboys. I have a friend who plays for the Falcons. My best friend, Eric Murray, is here. We played together in college for 3 years? Yeah, 3 years. I was a sophomore when he came in as a freshman. And he plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. And we're just sitting here chilling, playing Fortnite. And we went and ate and stuff earlier. And we were talking about the NFL and playing football for so long. And he has a different perspective on success in football, success in life, and what football means to him. We always keep it real when we talk about, how we feel. And I think it's good for y'all to hear from somebody else besides me. And my morals and my thoughts about playing football and what it's done for me in my life. But right now, we're playing Fortnite, and I can't lie. He play on Xbox, I play on PS4, but he's playing on PS4, and he's doing good. But he already said that PS4 is better than Xbox.
Right now, I'm liking the PS4. It's never a bad time when you're getting kills. So,
if you had to speak to a kid or speak to anybody about what it takes to be successful, whether in school or in football, through your experiences from high school to college, what would you say are some of the main things? How would you speak to a kid about all that stuff?
I would just say like all the life lessons that you accumulate, throughout football and throughout growing up, just carry it over in everything that you do, every discipline that you learn. Discipline is the biggest part. Just being determined to reach whatever goal you want to, and as long as you stay on the right path. But you really got to believe in it. I feel like along the way, a lot of people lose belief, in themselves and whatever worldly things that come along may distract them. I would say, like, as a kid, I think, not to put this in a bad way, but a lot of adults try to crush you, and try to tell you can't do stuff. I remember, like, when I was in the 5th grade, and we was doing, like, the little completion ceremony, because, you can't graduate to 5th grade. Yeah. So they was like, what you want to be when you grow up? I said, I want to play in the NFL. They was like, well, a lot of people don't make it to the NFL and they don't end up doing that. So what's your backup plan? And I straight up told everybody, I was like, I don't have a backup plan. I'm playing in the NFL. And that was it, So don't let nobody tell you that you can't do something. And the path might be a lot different from what you may have thought it was going to be. But time is not linear. It moves in a circular motion. And events just happen, So don't try to plan out stuff. Just go with the flow and whatever you see, it'll light a path and it'll send you that way.
One of my biggest things that I tell my subscribers and everybody who watches, football and stuff, I always tell them, I don't ever look back at my life and regret anything that ever happened to me because it ultimately got me to where I am now. So what are like some experiences that you kind of went through, or how do you take that approach? Like
in my life, I just grew up an independent person, mainly because I was the only child. So I never really had like anybody else to really depend on other than my mom and other stuff like that. So when I got out there on my own, I just really took responsibility for whatever actions I did. And I think when you're a younger person, you feel like you're invincible or something like that. When you really not, for every action that you do, you're gonna have to pay consequences for it. So you just need to keep that in the back of your mind. But at the end of the day, you a kid, you know what I'm saying? You gonna make mistakes and do stuff like that. So just, be a kid and have fun. And, know that your actions do have consequences.
Like one of the biggest quotes to me is like, you show me your 3 best friends and I can tell you your path. You know what I'm saying? How important is it to like surround yourself with the right people to be successful?
I think it's very important because it's a lot of, everybody got a different path in life, and the people you surround yourself with, these are the people you specifically have chosen, to be around you. So if somebody, do you wrong or something like that, then you got to really look at yourself and reflect on yourself and not on that person, because ultimately it was you who let them in your life. So, choosing the right support cast is big on that.
Now that you have accomplished your dream, what does that mean? Now that you're here, you're at the ultimate of like being in the NFL. This is what you always dreamed of. So what does this mean now?
Man, that's a good question. I think for me, it's just more reassurance of habits and things that I created in my life to get to a certain point. And now that I'm there, I guess you really can't look at it as a pinnacle. I mean, it's the last stop in like a football journey, because after the NFL, you can't go anywhere else. I guess the Hall of Fame, but it's just another stepping stone into another transition of life, and you just gonna keep learning. And it's just like any other regular career. When you first bursting into a career, you're gonna take your bumps and bruises, and you gotta learn. But hopefully that set me up for the future, and for whatever other obstacles I run into, I'm prepared for it.
That's good, bro.
What's up, everyone? My name is Dr. Antonio Webb. I'm an orthopedic surgeon out in San Antonio, Texas, and I wanted to share my testimony. Thank you, Cedric, for opening up a platform where people can share their inspiring stories. I know I have definitely been through a lot, starting in Louisiana. When I was growing up, Louisiana was ranked the 8th most dangerous city in the U.S. At that time. It was said that 1 in 4 black males would go to prison at some time in their lifetime. I had family members that went to prison. My little brother went to prison for armed robbery. He got juvenile life sentence. My sister was in prison on some felony charges. And ever since I've been young, my mom has been in and out of prison, on and off drugs my whole life. My mom was actually shot and is paralyzed from her waist down due to her drug addiction. When my dad was younger, he joined a gang and sold drugs and used drugs. Spent some time in prison as well. And there was one instance where cops actually shot at him because he was doing a robbery, and the bullet just barely missed his leg. I had several friends growing up as well that passed away from doing illegal things or doing things that weren't necessarily good when we were growing up. I have a cousin who's currently in prison to this day for drug and gun charges, and the list goes on. So out of all of that in Louisiana, I was a perfect child. I didn't get any trouble. But I'll be lying if I said that. But I did get into some trouble when I was younger, but it wasn't until a magnet program that I went to in Louisiana. It's called the Fair Park Medical Careers Magnet Program, that got me off of the streets of Louisiana and kept me out of trouble. And I stayed in the books and told myself that I would do everything that I can to become a doctor. And ever since that program, I made it kind of a little agreement to myself that I would do that and stay out of trouble. I actually joined the Air Force. I went into the U.S. Air Force at age 17. I did 8 years in the Air Force. I went to Iraq in 2005 as a medic. And then it's a pretty dangerous time at that time. We got shot at maybe 3 to 4 times per day. It was actually the most attacked base at that time. It's called Camp Anaconda, right outside of Baghdad, and luckily made it back from there. After Iraq, I applied to medical school, and it took me three times to get into medical school, but I wasn't going to give up. If it would have took me 10 times of applying over and over again, I would have kept applying, because that's how bad I wanted to be a doctor. So finally got accepted to medical school, went to med school, and now in my last year orthopedic surgery residency. I'm a 5th year, and then I'll be doing a spine fellowship, which is an additional year of training to become a spine surgeon here in the next couple months. But I just wanted to tell my story because people, they go through things, and you go through things in life, and you're faced against obstacles, and failures come across you on a daily basis. But I always told myself that once I became a doctor, that I would try to reach out and help as many people as I can to reach their goals. So what I'm telling you guys is that no matter what you go through, whether your mom didn't graduate from college, you got family members in prison, you don't have the money to pay for it, people telling you that you can't do it, they're calling you names, admissions counselors are saying you should choose another major. They told me all those things, and I still overcame that. And I actually wrote a book about my experiences called Overcoming the Odds, about my life story, kind of growing up in that environment and then still becoming an orthopedic surgeon. So I just wanted to leave those words of wisdom with you guys, and let you know that, if I can do something like this and become a surgeon after going through everything that I did and still reach my goals, you guys can also. I have a YouTube channel that I actually designed to help others kind of reach their goals. And it first kind of started off for those who are interested in becoming a doctor, and I kind of branched out into all medical careers, and it's basically a really inspirational channel, and I try to feature people who are doing really inspiring things and feature them on my channel to inspire others. So thank you guys for listening to me, and thank you to Cedric again for his inspiring channel, Testimonial Sundays. Hopefully we can connect in the future on a lot of other things, but I wish you guys all the best, and never give up on your dreams.